Hello Internet, I'm TychoCelchuuu, and this is a Men of War Assault Squad video brought to you in part by Squid3D. Squid3D is the guy who invited me to the Assault Squad beta. They have this thing where if you're in the beta, you can invite someone else in the beta, and it's a whole big beta thing. Lollybo and I both got invited, basically just by random people who are very nice. So my random person was Squid3D. Thank you very much. He is the reason you are watching this Assault Squad Men of War video. And right away you'll notice it's a 2v2, and we are playing as the Russians, and we're playing against the Germans, although there's no way you could have noticed that yet. And it's Lollybo and I, which means there's no sound, because we were on vent. I'm working on resolving that issue, and by working on resolving, I mean I would have to buy a separate microphone, and that's not really going to happen. So, no sound, sorry. I'm splitting my forces right off the bat. You can see there's something different. The assault squad is just huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 men. Yes, 10 men in this assault squad that you buy. And it's an assault squad. I made that joke last time. It's not really a joke. And that guy did not get into the trench, so he got shot. But you get like 8 submachine gun infantrymen and a couple of riflemen, something like that. I'm not really sure about the matchup, but really infantry combat is just a lot more fluid. I'm not sure if you can tell from watching the video. I mean, you can sort of see just even like they changed how the bullets look. I'm not sure that actually made a gameplay difference, but they did change how the bullets look. I'm tossing some smoke grenades right now to try and get some cover because this trench is just chewing me up. All my men are dead, although it does look like I have a foothold in the middle. Trench is very powerful, but infantry combat is just a lot more fluid. Infantry move a lot more fluidly. It's less glitchy. Men of War infantry combat was always really nice and really detailed and stuff and really brutal, but there was a lot of glitchiness, a lot of touchiness. Like if you've ever tried to engage in hand-to-hand combat or tried to storm a house or something, or even just tried to micromanage your guys in a squad to get them to do what you want, you knew it was kind of, every once in a while it was touchy. Assault Squad seems to have fixed a lot of that, so I'm not sure what they did, but that's kind of nice, and the graphics are nicer. So that's good too, and it still runs on my computer, so that's nice, considering I can run Crisis. So Assault Squad really ought to run. Now again, I'm chucking some smoke grenades. I try and make a lot of use of smoke grenades whenever I can. You haven't seen that a lot in many of my videos because I'm not so fantastic about that. Look at that Molotov! But smoke grenades I find are useful when you're moving larger groups of people. I don't like using them for just 1 or 2, and since Assault Squad starts you off with such large groups, a varied composition, I figure let's start tossing some smoke grenades. And so this guy right there has a machine gun, and that's just an MG, either 34 or 42. I think it's a 34. But one of my favorite changes in Assault Squad is how they made it's an MG42. They made the machine guns much, much better. And if you play Men of War, you already know that the machine guns are pretty fantastic. Like, you give a guy a light machine gun, and he's just gonna mow people down. And yes, they made it even better in Assault Squad. One guy with a machine gun is gonna mow people down even better. I believe they changed the fire rate. May have been the only thing. Maybe they upped the damage. Maybe they made the accuracy better, or so changed the range or something. But at the very least, they upped the fire rate, and now they fire, if not as fast as real machine guns did, then certainly much closer to real machine guns. Because in Men of War, it would go like boom, 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 which is pretty fast. But real machine guns fired so fast that the MG42, you could not hear the distinct sound of each bullet firing. It just made a tearing sort of noise that was very terrifying. So the Allies, when they were training their troops, they used to tell people, "Oh, that MG42, it's all bark and no bite," because it sounds so like ridiculously terrifying, but you don't have to be afraid of it. The joke was they did have to be afraid of it. It is also a ridiculously damaging weapon, but obviously you don't want to tell the soldiers that. They're just going to be the ones getting shot at by it. What do they need to know? So I'm not making a lot of progress on the left, although I have managed to get a lot of smoke down. My men have taken up position behind these things, and a couple of them are shooting around the side, and occasionally they're sniping off people. So they really upped the range that infantry combat happens at in this game, which makes it riflemen much more useful, because if you have a chance of engaging at range, then obviously you want to engage at range with riflemen because they're very nice at picking people off. So riflemen can now pick people off every once in a while versus normal Men of War where you're pretty much just better off with a submachine gun. And it also, my voice sounds weird because I'm trying to get something out of my teeth. It also makes the engagements a little more realistic. And you see I'm moving forward right now because my smoke was about to clear up. So, and I had also killed pretty much everyone taking cover behind these boxes. So I wanted to seize these boxes ASAP so I could move on to the trench. And this one machine gunner, man, you see, man, he's got my whole squad pinned down. and it's all we can do to try and keep him pinned down. So I really find it amazing. Like, I was ready to hate Assault Squad, or at least not like it too much. Like, I was like, you know what, $30 or $40 or $20 or whatever it ends up costing just for something that's basically Men of War with a few additions. Like, maybe it'll be nice, but honestly, that's lame. But I'm really liking what they've done with it. And one of those things is how, with the new brutal, like, look at that machine gun, just mowed down two of my Marines. Not that they can't do that in Men of War also, but like, man, those guys had no chance. So I'm pretty much pinned down by machine guns. And it looks like suppressing fire seems to work a little bit better than in Men of War, just because the machine guns fire faster and because the ranges are bigger. In normal Men of War, you know, even if your squad was like being suppressed by a machine gun or something, you could sort of just like rush him, and since the engagement was happening at such close range anyways, you would probably get close enough to chuck a grenade. But in here, if you're pinned down by a machine gun or something, you're probably not going to be able to just run forward and throw a grenade, although these people have managed to work their way into grenade range. My last holdout little man there, trying to pick up some other grenades, but he dies. So I have bought some Marines. I wanted some long range combat power, but unfortunately my left echelon collapsed, so now my Marines are trying to make a last stand, down to about 5 of them. But yeah, the whole look at, they're just getting mowed down. That's brutal crossfire, MP44, MG42, all sorts of stuff. So I bought a T-34 because that armored car, that half track that he was using, probably came with his infantry. He probably bought a half track with infantry, mechanized infantry. There's not much I can do against the half track with my infantry unless I get close, and obviously that's not working so well. So I just buy a tank. I needed some fire support anyways, and T-34s are the workhorse of the Russian army. So kaboom, managed to take out a Panzer Grenadier vehicle. So very good. I was saying something about, well, I like Assault Squad. Not sure if I like enough to buy it. We'll see. Maybe it'll go on sale or something. But I'm not sure if it's a good deal, but I can tell you that it's a better game from what I've seen. So I buy some Partisans. Partisans are basically cheap.